kind of picking up where we left off on this thing. First things first, we got to find our center line here. So then got to line up our cardboard template. I've already got my center line made on it. So I'm going to try to get it kind of centered up if it will stand for me. And use this, kind of run down my center line on the 2. Put these here clamps in place. Now, kind of start getting an idea for where we want to be here. I'm going to trim this little bit of material extra off the top right here. Next up, got a mark on the axle where I'm going to need to make some cuts here so I can kind of make this where it sits in and sits nice and flush all the way across. Alright, so let me tell you what I'm doing right here. So I'm going to bring in this square right here, and I'm going to set it flat on my table. Now, I'm going to turn this thing flush to the front of the axle. Because what I'm trying to figure out is how I got to measure off the very front of the axle and measure back 1/2 inch, because I'm going to use 1/2 inch thick steel to build this C-notch right here. So obviously the axle is round, so I have to measure off the very front edge and measure back 1/2 inch. So I can use this, pull up that front edge, measure right off the back of it there, so that I can, figure out where that 1/2 inch is going to be located, so I know where to make my mark to cut. That way, once I cut it out and I stick my plate in here, the thought process is that it'll be sitting flush with the farthest point forward on the axle when I kind of stick it in there and it's kind of inset. Hope you kind of get all that. So we're going to get our trusty piece of wood here and make our little final mark across the top right here, and find the marks that I made just a minute ago with my trusty tape measure, and mark this guy up right quick like. It's a wonder my hand didn't slip right here and I didn't mess this whole deal up. Yeah, that's not gonna work. You ain't looking under there to find that mark. So those little yokes that I kind of made that go on the top, they snug down with those 6-inch bolts and actually hold that axle pretty good and tight, so it doesn't move around or anything while I'm working on it. So I just have to loosen them up just a touch. That way I can kind of spin this axle any way that I need for while I'm working on it. It actually came in real handy. Comes in a lot more handy if you actually take both bolts loose. Yeah, see? Look at that. Now then, look at that. Got that up there where I can see it. Amazing. Or not. All right, well, I've got my cutouts made right here. Actually, not having to take a whole lot out of it if this is, all works out the way I've got it envisioned anyway. So my plasma cutter, it will pierce this. It's just a shade thinner than 1/2 inch. It will pierce it, but a lot of times when it does it, it kind of initially blows sparks everywhere.
I don't like that very much. So I'm gonna take a little drill bit and just punch a hole right in the corner right here. That way I can just start with a little hole there. You know, that way it doesn't just blow sparks everywhere. I mean, it's going to anyway. I don't know. It should go inside this tube, you know, cutting it this time. So it shouldn't really be, you know, like it was when I was cutting off all the brackets and stuff. So this time the spark should go right inside the tube and it shouldn't be a big deal. So I'll probably throw one here. I don't know. I might throw one here too. I'm gonna definitely put one in each side for right now. Sometimes, just depending on the angle, you know, I like to cut from different sides. A lot of times, I like to cut right to left. So, you know, I don't know. You know, we'll see. I'm gonna start it with 2 holes. That way, I don't have to pierce it with the tip, and then we'll go from there. All right, well, that's that. So next up, we're gonna put that fire axe to it. So look here, I'm here to tell you, if you ever wanted an advertisement for a product, Hypertherm Power Max 45 XP, this thing is unbelievable. That's 1/2 inch material, and this thing just absolutely walked it. And it's literally not even turned halfway up, and it just walked it like it was nothing. I mean, nice clean cut. That little bit of slag that's in there will bust right off. Only problem I had was getting my hand in the right angle so I could just cut right around it. Man alive, that's awesome. Now I will probably have to come back through and kind of make the cut straight because I kind of got angled as I was going through it, but shoot, nothing to it right there. Nothing to it at all. That's nice. So let's get the other side cut out now. That's exciting. Man, it went right through that. So here's our cardboard template that we made earlier. I only needed to come to about right here. So you can kind of see on this side. I went ahead and made my lines right here. Transferred it on my steel. This is 1/2 inch steel plate. That's a 1/2 inch axle. Well, actually, it's just shy of 1/2 inch, but we're gonna put 1/2 inch back into it because we're gonna keep it strong. So got it all lined out right here. Like I said, I'm not putting this crap on it. So now I just gotta hack this dude out of here and then get a look how it fits up on the old axle. All right, well, you can see I cleaned it up a little bit. I didn't go crazy with it. I just kind of knocked the edges off of it with a grinder, and you know, if there was any high spots there, I kind of knocked them off. So now we go back to the table, see how this fits up. It's still just a little bit warm. Pretty close so far. This side dropped right in there. This side is really close, but not quite there. So what I need to do, put my soapstone thought I had it right. Oh, there it is. Like a pencil in a wood shop. The thing just vaporizes. All right, so right along here. Right along here. So this side, even though it fits really nice, still gonna. My goal with this initial cut was just to get it to sit down in there where I wanted it to, which is really close to that right now. We're not far off. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually come along each of these cuts on the side, on the inside and the outside, and I'm gonna kind of shoot in at an angle, which will give that cut like a bevel. That way it'll give me a nice little trough there that I can fill with weld. I intend to make like a root pass down in there, then come back out on each side and fill it up until it fills out flush. So while I'm kind of trimming it to fit right here, I'm going to go ahead and throw that bevel in it. Honestly, I think if I do the bevel right there, it's going to actually set it perfect, so that thing's going to drop right down in there in place. That sounded really good, didn't it? Is it going to go that way? We shall see. Got one spot right here, and then I think it'll just about get down in there where I want it. Could probably work that out just a touch more. I'm gonna take a honey of a weld right here. I gotta look at, actually no it won't, because I'm gonna cut that out anyway. Right on. This is really close right here. It doesn't need much at all. So I could probably just hog out a little bit right there. I think I'll be in good shape. Now I have to make sure that we're perfectly flat across the top here. So I'll run just a little bit off right here. Right quick. That thing is awesome. I thought my old Power Max 600 was bad. No. That dude right there is bad.
blessings. Take out I lost and snapping. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm rapping. Put on for the whole city. Yeah, I got them rocking with me. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm rapping. Sending emojis. I'm blowing a pack of that OG. Don't be acting like you know me. And if you did, that's the old me. Winter time, rock a cold fleece. Pocket fat, that's obese. Only talking money if it's increased. She give me brain, girl, no teeth. I touch down, bust down. She bust it open for a real day. Stay timing up, trying to build it up, trying to count it up, hill figures. Don't be chilling with no lil. And if I do, I be real with them. Chase a dream, that's the best ticket. ISO gang, yeah, they still with us. I put it in motion, they got me steady. Thoughts in my mind, it's weighing heavy. Watch I shine, tell them I'm ready. I'm hitting my stride, let's get to the Fetty. I was just sitting back watching them fold. Racks on me now, yeah, it's looking slow. I hold it down and I got my own. Keeping it grown, we back to the bone. Yeah, flying flashy, ayy, ayy. We too fancy, ayy, ayy. Can't walk past me, ayy, ayy. Right up your alley, wait, wait. I gotta play it safe, safe. Watch me isolate, lay. Watch me isolate, ayy. Watch me isolate. Whoa. Clear out the room.
90 degrees.
They wanna see what I got. Yeah, I got skills, do it for the thrill.
So that's pretty nice. I got a decent little groove in there that I can. Oh, that one I'm not welding. This one I can get down in there. I feel like I can weld that up really nice. I'm gonna be able to come back around here and burn up into here really good. And get a good burn there. See what it looks like over here. Well, I want to open this side up just a little bit more so I can get a weld. Well, actually, no, I'm not because I'm not welding right there. Oh yeah, this side I got a nice groove. And what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll actually cut a groove into the plate just a little bit there. That way I've got a nice good beat out trough so I can really burn deep down in there. Dealing with 1/2 inch metal, you want to make sure you get a 1/2 inch weld down in there. So this is ready to, let's see, I'm going to grind open this up just a touch. I'll grind open this up just a touch, and then it'll be ready to tack in place. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out the back side of it and get it ready to go. That way, once I get this all tacked into place where I want, we can go ahead and cut out this other side and get ready to patch them both in there. Pretty excited about that. All right, well, you can see I got the other cuts made in the axle here to clear it out. No, obviously I'm not really too worried about the cuts on the inside right there because all of that's going to be gone anyway. Now, you'll see the marks that I've got made right there and right there. The reason why those are there is because that's where it's going to fit the tightest to the axle itself. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that over there on the sawhorses, and I'm going to cut into it from an angle. That way it'll create a nice trough right there for me to bury a big fat weld in there, actually several welds in there, because that material is so thick. If it was thinner material, I wouldn't do that, but because the material is so thick, I need to get down in there. I want to make sure I get it welded all the way through. So I'm going to throw over there, and we'll see about cutting those. Got to cut both pieces, the front and the back side. You'll see we got the back side all set up there too. So we'll get those little bevels cut on each one of those. Then we'll come back and see about see where we're at then. all set up. Everything's good. I got a good area to weld. All 4 areas there, they're going to be welded up. Like I said, not worried about the inside because I'm going to that stuff off of there. So I just freehand cut all these cuts. Now this one right down through here, I probably could have thought ahead a little bit better and went ahead and laid a straight edge across there and made it really nice, not perfect, but pretty good, pretty nice straight cut there. They're both a little bit kind of wavy where I freehanded them, so I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna throw them over on the sawhorse there, I'm gonna get a straight edge, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna cut along, and I'm gonna lay it down as straight as I can. Anyway, I'll probably just kind of come down a little bit right here because I'm gonna plate the inside of it anyway, so it's really not a big deal. So I might come down, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, whatever I gotta do to kind of get it where it lays down nice and straight. So once I get that cut, then I'll be ready to stick them up here and go ahead and tack them in place. So that is really exciting. This has gone along pretty quick so far. I'm really happy with how fast it's come together. So we'll do a little bit more cutting. So here we go. So built us a nice little bridge there. Got it all tacked in. Everything is, you know, all that 90 degrees. So our next move here is to close this side in all the way to the other side. But it ain't gonna be today. So look, I get it. You know, I kind of harp on and kind of pine over stupid little things sometimes that I could probably get through a little bit faster. You know, maybe I over measure things, getting the degrees just right and all that. But like I said before, I got bad OCD. I want it to be a certain way, and I just, in my mind, I can't wrap my head around it unless it all reads just right before I weld it, before I get it ready to go. It kind of gets back to the whole aim small, miss small mentality. You know, if I aim at a little small point and I miss it by just a little bit, it's not such a big deal. I can fix it afterwards. Either way though, like I said, I think this is the first time anybody's done anything like this. So hope you're enjoying how I'm going about doing it. Just in case anybody was wondering why I didn't just go ahead and cut out the whole thing, because the way this thing is sitting, obviously when you weld things move. And if I were to cut out a whole lot more, when I go to welding it, that axle could very possibly either want to arc up like this or arc down like that. If I leave that center section all intact until I get it all welded in, I know once that dude's burned in, it ain't going nowhere from that point. So, all that being said, hope you enjoyed it thus far. So, gonna have to stay tuned, come back from the next one where we start breaking that steel in to see if I can actually kind of one piece that top and that bottom section the way I'm wanting to. And I get to use this 20-ton press and break this 1/2-inch thick steel. I'm pretty excited about that. I've never got to do anything like that before. So, thank you for watching. As always, hit the like if you like it. Subscribe, come back, watch the rest of the videos. Go back, look at some of the old ones, see how we got to this point. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support, the comments, everything that I get. Those of you that do subscribe, thank you for supporting the channel. We'll see you in the next one.